Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast One Piece reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is One Piece, episodes 188 and 189. We are in the historical flashback of Montblanc, Noland and Calgara, the great warrior of the Shandian people. You're gonna see how things turn out with them, how history progressed, and what is that gonna say for the conflict we're currently in with Eneru. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Check out patreon.com/BOLDcast. That's linked in the description. If you go there, you can get 2 weeks ahead of One Piece reactions of uncut format, or 1 week ahead of edited One Piece reactions, as well as access to early on all the other stuff we're doing on our other channel, which you can also find in the description, our main channel. But other than that, we hope you enjoy. Let's go. Another warrior has perished.
I bet the earthquakes are like the knock up.
Yeah.
Whatever stream, like weakening
Bursting
it.
through, yeah.
This kid.
He's gonna sit there and watch him get swallowed up.
Maybe the fact that I'm alive was the act of God.
Exactly. How strong is this guy?
My God. If I was that girl, I'd feel a little bit mad that even though there's like a million more sacrifices, I still had to get sacrificed. Oh.
Shit.
It's one of those things again. What is this? Is the kid?
Oh my God. My own 60 years ago. Kinetsu plague. My right hand, yes, the one that is trapped.
He got crushed.
Yeah, the end.
I love this music for a sacrificial soundtrack.
I think they're not there anymore. See, science beats religion any day of the week, goddammit. That's the moral of the story here.
I'm glad that the cure works really fast.
But the story's not over yet, and we know they get shot into the sky. So, like, and plenty of these people die. So,
Well, all of them are dead at this point.
well, yeah, well, you don't know that. But like, doesn't the king kill all of his crew too, or do they abandon him? I forget.
I don't know.
Or do they not go into that? I forget.
Let's get those wolves in here. Make it a real party. It's the grandson of the snake. He's so happy. These snakes, how do they reproduce? There's 3 of them. The grandfather, the father, and the grandchild. I like that snake. No, and
I like him too.
I wonder if he was like their friend, and then that's why he was all sad when he saw the village, because he was reminded of all his dead friends.
That must be it. The belfry. There it is. Does it not just deafen you if you're this close?
Yeah, if you could hear it from all the way out on the ocean.
I love the sound of the south birds. Mm-hmm. There it is. El Dorado.
Wow.
It was just in the middle.
Mm-hmm. It must have somehow got hooked on that beanstalk and...
Yeah, he just has been scraping the gold off all this.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess he just uses his electricity.
That's true, yeah. I think he got his minions to do because there was rails. Mm. It looks really cool.
Mm-hmm. Does gold get really hot in the sun? Because I feel like that'd be a design flaw.
I don't know, but it's generally very soft. So it's not a great building material, generally. But then again, it's plated everything, yeah.
They do get it as a reward. Look at all those south birds.
Mm-hmm. I bet Cricket's got one of those. So they don't even live here.
No, because this was the 800-year-old, like, this is 400 years ago, and it got, like, messed up 800 years ago.
Not the treasure. Oh my god.
Damn. To be more specific, we don't give a fuck about this stuff.
Oh, what's that? Oh, I don't know. They call it the one something. Ooh, poneglyph. What does it say? Well, they can't read it either. Shit. Return to this land anytime without getting lost. Ancestors who return to the heavens. So yeah, it must have been going up and down forever.
That's the fire of Shandora. Look at the snake. He's so happy.
He's so cute.
Maybe 400 more.
He's just like Laboon.
Mm-hmm. And he got a piece by himself.
Log pose.
Oh.
Oh, is it an eternal pose?
Now they can go.
I bet Nolan went back and the king forced them to come back here. And then he said it's sunk. He said it's sunk even though he might have known it went up into the sky. To lie to them, maybe. What a beautiful time. It's just like the wolves.
Yeah. Look how cute he is.
They just became best friends.
snake. I hope he's still okay, even after he got beat up and electrocuted. If only Wiper knew that he was attacking the legendary Calgara's favorite pet snake.
The hell's going on? What the fuck happened? Oh, it's just that not everyone's in agreement. Not everyone is on board. Something
Or
else
did Calgara die or something? And then they're...
Is he lying to him? But Mowgli, I thought we were friends. What the hell's going on here?
Is that where the bell was? Do they think that they took the bell?
They must. Or something. Something doesn't smell right here.
Well, then what could have possibly happened to the bell?
It's there. What did he do? What do they think that he did?
Whoa.
What the fuck is going on? Bruh.
I have no idea what is going on.
I seriously I feel the same way.
It's a great episode.
This episode was so good.
Yeah, and then they're just, you know, I don't know why, like, I don't know, I thought, like, oh, maybe something happened, and then they're blaming it on them without asking, but it's just super bizarre change, you know?
Yeah, I had some that I wanted to look back on, but I don't think I need to. Shandor refers to the skull's right eye. I wonder if... Oh. I wonder if they're both knock-up stream islands. Like maybe the island like drifted or I don't know. Or if it just blew up in multiple areas.
Well, the knock-up stream can kind of come from anywhere, so that
I thought it was in one place.
No.
Oh.
No, that's why they were like, oh, usually this happens, and then however many times later, then the knock-up stream comes up in that area. So...
because we know now that there's other sky islands, and there's one... Didn't they say it was to the south? Am I crazy? Was it to the southeast, or am I completely imagining?
Well, I don't think that there's any more that are, like, dirt.
Oh, true. Well, true. But the fact that they have wings, and the fact that there's, they were talking about the history, that's what it was. They were talking about the bell. And they were talking about, like, they ring the bell so that their ancestors who went to the heavens can come back. And that the idea is, on the surface, that just means, oh, the sound carries to even the spirits of the dead. But their people are literally in the heavens right now. And they have wings, like I mentioned before. So I think that they're saying that
They got
multiple
knocked up there
times
before?
they're from there maybe, and came down from the heavens, and then built the city, and then got shot up, and then came down, and then got shot up, and then got shot up, and now they're up there, or something like that. Maybe multiple times. Hang on. Ancestors didn't write this. All we know for certain is that the city is Shandora. the city of Shandora fought and fell trying to protect this stone. We must continue to protect it with that amount of resolve. As descendants, it is our duty to protect the proof that our ancestors fought and survived. We revere our ancestors as if they were gods. Still, I had no idea it was a giant gold bell I had heard. The bell's ringing has words to it, so that the spirits of our ancestors who were greeted by the heavens can return to this land at any time without getting lost. Continue ringing this bell as a way to say we are here. We are
here.
Unquestionable glory Shandor once had and makes as known to the end of the sea. We will never run and hide. That explains why it has such a majestic sound. The fire of Shandora. Mm-hmm. And they worship the sun god. Mm-hmm. And the bell is the fire of Shandora. It could just be the spirits, but like, it's just the wings thing. I'm so hung up on it.
But I can't tell if it's just like.
It can't be nothing. It can't be nothing. Because the fact that they went back in time and because that's the thing. They went up, they interbreeded with the sky people, so I guess they have wings, I guess, because it's been like hundreds of years. Then we go back to before they got shot up, and they still have the fucking wings, and they're talking about their ancestors
but then they
being
don't
in the
have
heavens.
the little like antennas like all the other people up there do. So
well, the Shandorans don't.
No, I know, but I'm saying like like that.
We also don't know if that's a style thing. I think that's more of a style thing, but there's no way to know.
And I want to know what is causing this like falling out that they're having right now, and like what does that mean for when Nolan comes back, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just so strange. Like it's just so strange, and I don't know how it's gonna all, because obviously we know how it ends up. Of like, you know, the city's gone, Nolan gets called a liar and gets killed for it or thrown in jail or whatever happened. But, you know, how do we go from this to that? And yeah, did people fall down from up there at one point, or, you know?
They must have come down. But yeah, I don't know. I honestly have no idea what could have happened between them. Like, what do they think that he did? Mm-hmm. What did they think that he... Yeah, I don't know. What do they think that he did? Because they were just partying and hanging out. And
you know,
it was all cool.
He's saying, "Marry my daughter."
Yeah, and then the next morning, all of the Shandians are like, "Fuck that guy," and this dude who I think likes him still is lying and telling him to leave, or just is actually pissed at him. Mm-hmm. What could they have done?
And they're not even just being like, leave. They're like, just ignore them, and then they'll go away. Yeah. Like, it's very strange. I don't know. I love that little snake though. He's so cute.
I love that snake. I'm so glad that he's not dead.
Yeah.
I hope that they can all be friends at the end of the arc, and he doesn't die in a fight with Eneru or some bullshit.
Yeah.
Let's move along. Leave a like and subscribe. Next one. This is so perplexing.
I can't wait for the giant snake to wake up and hear the bell. If he was crying just from the sight of that city, and he loved that bell so much.
It's so sad looking back at him crying, though.
Yeah.
When he got to the city, so many good
memories. It's just so sad because he was just so cute and just clearly having such a good time. He's just a little snake. All of his relatives got murdered, and so he just made their killers his best friends. Something getting messed up with the bell so it can't ring. Oh, he wants it so bad.
Alright, what the hell's going on here? Is it something to do with his daughter? Because that's what the elder was saying, where he's like, when he's talking about Calgara, there's like a special woman or something. Maybe that was just the start of the story. Or a special person, maybe, I don't know. She's doing stuff. Oh, it took all the trees in order to save everybody.
Oh.
Oh. So, oh, well, shit.
I thought they just needed the bark, too. Hmm.
That's really not good. Very conflicted feelings.
Oh.
What the what? What? I don't understand. Oh.
So that's why all those crops and stuff were dying, too.
Yeah. And that's why it was the cure to the plague. Once again, their tradition just like holding them back. Mm.
Comical.
It's to call you back.
Oh. Of the friendship montage. And they never saw
And they
each other
never
again.
saw each other again.
Man, I'd go back right there and take that gold.
But it never fucking happened. That's so sad. Oh, here's the story.
See, now why would you tell people about this? This is
I
you're not.
I think he's proud of it. Oh yeah, and they're all greedy. Marie Joyce? Or Joy? Oh, he's grown up. Nola.
Nola.
After Noland.
It's getting a bit bigger. Eating apples. Oh boy.
There it is. The sky darkened.
Oh.
Cricket's house. Son of a bitch. Just like that, they were gone.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, they fast forward. And he was branded a liar. Yeah, okay, so he didn't know about the knock-up stream. So he didn't. I thought it would come full circle and they'd be like, oh, Nolan the liar. Well, he was a liar. He lied that it sank when he knew it went up, but no.
I don't recognize this guy.
Son of a bitch. He's holding the Bible. Just had to tie in the whole, like, religion being toxic thing and tradition being wrong. This is a lot like Goldie Roger.
Mm-hmm.
But then didn't he break down crying? Holy shit.
When the bell got stuck on the top.
He got skewered. What the hell? Oh, and they heard and it was like, oh my god, it's so
hey,
beautiful.
This is nice. What was that beanstalk already doing there?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I had thought, like,
There's
because
nothing up
things
there?
grow gigantic, that, like, there had been a bean and, you know.
Yeah. That's what I thought too. Who the fuck are you? Is it Yama? Oh. Altitude. Could you imagine how terrifying this would be?
Yeah.
Oh my god, time to flex, Calgara. Holy shit, he's been waiting for this his whole life. I bet he popped off in these days. Holy shit.
That's so sad. Come on, Luffy. Look at her. She gonna talk about Nolan and he's gonna be like, holy shit, you guys know about Nolan too? Oh my god.
Fuck!
Oh.
I really hope he's not dead.
Me too.
Nami, I'm coming to save you. Oh my fucking god.
Commas matter. Or punctuation matters. Nami, I'm coming to save you. Nami, I'm coming to save you.
See, when it went from the history to Wiper, got back to him watching everything, I feel like I love the flashback and I love the placement of coming back to him in that moment. Because like for the whole arc we've memed about how just aggro he is and insane. But when you know that he has all of the weight of all of this on his shoulders and he's a direct descendant of Calgara, you can really see how much this means to him, and I'm totally on board with him. I actually I like Wiper a lot more now after getting that context, you know. And I don't blame the show necessarily for withholding that until now. I think now's the perfect time to show it. It's in hindsight, it just means so much more, and it colors his character so much more.
Because we even said before, like, oh, if there was something, when whatever, the other two died, and we're like, oh, I wish that there was something more to show them as kids, because we get a flashback to them as kids, and we're like, okay, so they were the same, but I wish we saw the incident that, like, took them to this level and, like, spurred them on some, like, I wish that we,
And now we got it.
And now we have it. And it is such a hard thing because I feel like this flashback is at the perfect point in the story, but it is a little bit late into Wiper's character to, like, now I'm more attached to him, but we've been with him for so many episodes at this point. And he's been kind of a meme with the way that he just flies off the handle and you know,
it's a real catch 22, because now I like Wiper a lot more. I understand their shit a lot more. And if I got it earlier, this whole reveal and flashback sequence wouldn't be as special. But also, for the entire arc when we were watching the Shandians fight, I just did not really care. I didn't care about them. And now I do, in hindsight. And that is kind of tragic in a way. It just is unfortunate that there wasn't some way to do that. It's a real dilemma. So I don't know the answer to that from a writing perspective, but I all I can say is that I do really like Wiper and all the things that have gone on a lot more. It's just I would have liked to have some idea of it, or even not an idea of that, but just care a lot, like have this level of investment that I have now into this whole place for the whole arc. On some level, not like, but it's hard. Because I wouldn't want this earlier.
Yeah, I think it's interesting as well because even in just a couple episodes, I feel like we got so much from Nolan and Calgara and their friendship and the relationship and Calgara's growth, because Calgara, when he gets introduced, is like almost the exact same as Wiper.
Yeah.
His introduction is the exact same that we see from Wiper, where he just flies in and like takes down a ship of intruders.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing, and we see him, and he's like this. It's like he's he's crazy. He's a fighter, and he's protecting what he cares about and doing what he believes in, and that's really great. But throughout the story of his relationship with Nolan, he goes beyond that, and we get so much more into his character, and how he was willing to sacrifice his daughter because he cared about the village so much, and it was so important to him. And, like, that was a really hard... He didn't just not care. It was just a really hard thing. And, he just cares so much. And that's what brings him to that level of ferocity when he's fighting their enemies, and that he's willing to, denounce the gods that he's believed in his whole life for a chance at something better. And it makes him...
And that, in a way, takes more faith. Having faith in this new path and not knowing where to lead and not having the history to like prove, oh, we've lived this long and it's worked. But, taking a chance, having the faith to take a leap of faith and live a whole new way and accept a new way of life, that takes a lot of courage as well, than just following these poor practices and stuff. So it's very interesting how faith is used, because the whole story is about dreams and about believing in your purpose and your dream and not letting that be shaken, having faith in this ideal that you hold close to your heart. And but to have a whole arc about challenging that type of thing, but for the purpose of finding your true purpose or letting in, it's great. It's awesome. It fits really well, and this whole flashback arc just is exactly what I needed for me to like love this arc a lot. I love this whole, it's so good. And it really does add the stakes that we've both been wanting the whole arc.
I think seeing the backstory of, like we see all the Shandians obviously, and it's not that you don't care about their cause. It's like you're on their side, but you're not personally invested in any of them really, like as people, like as a character.
Yeah.
So I think getting this backstory, and you see all these people, and they're having such a great time, and they make great friends with Nolan. They have this cute little snake. They have this bell. They have like these traditions, and this and that, and then they just get blasted up into the sky and get killed, and it's like that's horribly tragic. And then you see kind of what this was the story that all of the Shandians that we've seen have like known, and this is why they're fighting so much. But we didn't know the full story,
Yeah, and it goes back to what we've been saying about the problem of having these characters. Like the story is real. Like this whole arc really is not about Luffy and our crew at all. It's just that's our perspective coming into it. But the real like main characters of this arc are like Wiper and the Shandians and whatever. It's just a really difficult thing to somehow fit that into One Piece. That's what it feels like. It feels like this is its own story, and then our crew is just kind of shoved in there because this is a One Piece arc, and we're just kind of fumbling along. Like that's why, like at the start of the arc, I was saying like, oh, what, like I had this moment where I was like, why are we here? Like, what's the point of this? Like, I guess just exploring it, like, that's cool. And then comparing it to, like, Alabasta, where we had, like, a personal stake in investment. Arlong Park, where we had a personal stake in investment in the conflict. And there's something to be said for trying new things, obviously. And that's, that's what, that's what I appreciate from Oda, for not just doing the exact same thing, trying a different perspective, trying a different structure. And keeping things moving artistically as the arcs roll along. It's not just the same as the other ones. It's not the same perspective. Shifting things a little bit. The problem is, like I said, it's if you make the like main characters of the arc not us, and we don't have like a personal stake in it, then there's no reason really to explore their whole backstory at that initial juncture, and there's no personal stake that the audience has, since we're so attached to these characters that are completely separate and have no stake in what's going on with these people, but their investment and what they're doing and it is so important, and us being on board with how being empathetic with the Shandians is so important for so much of the arc hitting. Then it's a real it's a real test of the audience's patience in a way that you don't really see, and that it's kind of uncommon. I don't know whether it's good or bad, but I'm not saying that, but it's like the entire arc seemingly is predicated on the idea that the audience is going to make it all the way through the arc, not having any emotional attachment to pretty much anything that's going on, unless you really love Conis instantly and like just that's it. Or you really just want to see Luffy, you know, and his crew explore and then get trapped in a snake for 10 episodes. You know, like there's a lot of investment, and I guess it makes sense because we're this deep into the series. But like the nature of this arc structure is get to this point where there's the backstory, and then everything makes sense. But it takes a lot. Like you really need to be banking on the fact that your audience is going to make it to that point, which, you know, I guess again makes sense because it's this deep into One Piece.
Previously as well, like I'm sure other people had different levels of investment,
right?
Like throughout the arc, but yeah, I think as well, like with Conis, how I was kind of just like, oh, she's fine until she like made that big stand and, you know, basically saved a bunch of people's lives, and then it's like, okay, actually, like now I like get a feel for her character and who she is as a person and what she really believes, and she has like stepped into herself instead of being like she knows what's right but is, you know, acting on behalf of other things. And I also think having this all like re-wrap back around to Nolan the Liar, it makes it even 1,000 times better, because I feel like our crew has more of a closer connection to Nolan the Liar because now we know, okay, we have like Wiper, who is like the descendant of this person from 400 years ago, and we have Cricket, who is the descendant of this other person from 400 years ago, and they were best friends with, and we were good friends with Cricket. So then it's like, okay, now it's kind of all coming together that Nolan's someone that we really cared about, and Calgara someone that we heard about, and now we really care about after watching this flashback. And the bond that they had, it speaks to like the bond that can be created by defeating Eneru and like teaming up and stuff like that, you know? Yeah, exactly. It's hopeful for the future, and I'm getting the idea that we're going, like, Eneru is going to succeed in destroying everything, but it's going to be a bright future when the island returns to Jaya, and we all like start a new life and like accept each other and like start fresh without all the racism and all this stuff of like Skypeans versus Shandians. We all live together on Jaya and claim that as our home. And you know, Eneru destroyed everything, but it's again like the breaking of all of Calgara's traditions, all like this stuff with the trees and the gods and the sacrifices. It's all this advancement. It's all this destroying and leaving behind all of these things that didn't really serve us, that held us back, and accepting the possibility that these people that we don't really understand, that we don't really know, that they're the real way forward, that, you know, coming together as people, that's the real way to move forward, not by clinging to what we think is safe but is really kind of toxic, like the trees, like the sacrifices, you know? Yeah. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think that's the kind of the moral that's being set up. That's definitely the moral that's being set up. And I feel like a really poignant and clean way to tie it all together is, if everything is wiped away pretty much, and like a bunch of the shit burns down, but the island falls, all the Skypeans escape off the side, and then they all sail with their boats and land and then settle new Jaya, new Shandora together. I think that everything's gonna stay up, but I think we're gonna get like this epic like everyone's gonna come together, and like after realizing what they were gonna lose, then they're gonna be able to work together to rebuild it, because everything's all destroyed and stuff. And then they're gonna like regroup up there, but the bell's gonna be ringing, and then Cricket down below is gonna hear it, and it's like and then it's gonna have this moment of like, oh, so you know, that's what I wanted to check as well. I wanted to go back and see, find the episode where we saw Cricket's journal. Do you remember that? What was in it?
I can't remember. There's writings in it about the true story of NOLAND.
Oh.
You don't remember that?
It sounds familiar, but I don't. Oh, they have his logbook.
Yeah. And I think they were partying in a 400-year-old Shandoran house.
Yeah.
That was the tears on. We saw it, and when I thought it said more than that. Fucking Bellamy, bitch. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to check that because I remember there was like his writings there, and they talked about his the true story and whatever. But yeah, I want to save it for the discussion, and there's also more episodes to go. But I want to say that like right now, this feels like the most. Like because we always kind of check in of like, oh, this feels like it was maybe improvised, but that's a strong wording for like, you know, knowing where the direction is, but or like changing the direction, but like knowing the beats that you want to hit along the way. This arc, especially now that we got like that, and especially like looking back with cricket and stuff like that and all that shit, it feels very much like he had a way stronger idea of the general, not the general, like I think some of the stuff with Eneru and Gonfall and their whole situation was not as like like set in stone, but I feel like all the stuff with Calgara, like it's so clearly, and not just that, not just the characters that I care about as far as like, you know, this whole thing, but how clearly he had a theme and a message to go along with it, and that's the real thing. That's the story he's telling, is like all the stuff about faith and about acceptance and advancement and, you know, entertaining new ideas, openness, all this shit, all that stuff, and how it relates to religion and that all of those themes. That's, and because it's a theme, like he normally has that, but it's like stay true to yourself, follow your dreams, or like, you know, there's a great, you know, keep moving forward type thing. It's a little bit different, and it adds a different kind of flavor to everything, and everything around the arc, all the motifs of faith and stuff like that are so strong, and it's persistent throughout many things that could not have been improvised, that had to have been planned, and that are planned with, again, what's interesting is more than just aesthetics. It's more than just, oh, cool world buildy thing, cool phrase that my characters get to say that sounds really mysterious, but like actual content that you can think about and lessons that you can carry out and characters that represent different ideals and change and grow. You know, it's just it's so clear to me that it had to have been planned, and not only was it planned, it was planned, it was moved through with intention. It's so good. I just, yeah, I love this whole backstory sequence, and I'm really excited to see how everything kind of ties up in the end. Because I feel like it's going to be sick.
I agree.
Leave a like, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.